Well, there we go. Started the recording. Did I even say anything? Okay, quick little review for the recording. Um, this 15-minute setup was good. This 30-second setup was good. This chase to the data high was good. Short here was all right, except we had equal highs above. This 1 minute long was horrible. This 1 minute long was good. This long here was fine. This was a good long. Chop, and then I don't know. We're looking at like a 2 minute short maybe right now. 1 minute was bad because it looked like sell side of the curve, not an obvious gap. Doesn't tell us anything about where price is going as far as like the obviousness, the momentum on the close. How much we'd fallen, and then we still had sell side below, so just not like a good inverse. I don't know, Jiu-Jitsu. I feel like we got a couple A plus setups today. Like this 30-second AMD setup. I know Dodger rated it A, but I thought it was pretty good. And then I thought this was fine. And then yesterday the 5 minute during PM was really good. But yeah, technically that was invalid, so it's not even an A plus setup. What else? Wow. So it's kind of important that we do a little bit more like deep diving into our subjectivity, because part of the problem that you guys are facing when you're analyzing setups is that you don't apply the proper weight to certain things, right? So of course we have Powell speaking today, right? Um, what was he talking today about? Like, was he speaking in front of Congress, or what were we talking about? ECB forum, okay? So as we know right now, the only reason why we'd get a fluctuation in price, as far as Powell goes, with speaking, is if there's some surprise that's not priced in, right? And so during these economic conferences, where he's just there to pose as essentially a leader for economic stability and, overall like vibes, right? He's probably not going to say a whole lot. When we have moments of economic uncertainty, and then following that economic uncertainty, we have Powell speaking, those are going to be the key times to watch and listen and maybe wait to take a trade, right? But when we don't have any economic uncertainty right now, right, we kind of have an idea of where the tariffs have landed. We have an idea of where this conflict with Iran has landed. We don't have a global pandemic. We don't have anything really going on that we're not already priced in for. There shouldn't be a major market reaction to anything that Powell says, right? So like on a morning like this, you don't really have to worry about that, right? And so that's where kind of like understanding that subjectivity comes into play, where like yes, Powell speaking could result in a potential, manipulation, or like, you have a big candle or whatever, right? So use your hard stops as usual. Maybe you size later, but overall, like, there's probably not going to be anything that's said today that would really impact the markets too negatively. So you can still take trades. That's why we're taking these setups, chases to data highs here, or we're taking this AMD setup, right? Because we know that, like, sure, Powell's speaking, it could affect it, but subjectively, if you think about it, right, we have hierarchies for everything. We have hierarchy of draws, we have the ratings guide. What else do we have subjectivity for? We have subjectivity for PA, right? And so we have everything kind of broken down into what we know is really, higher probability, then lower probability, then, whatever, right? So you can apply the same things for like events, right? Or like, I guess like pieces of news, right? So we know that like, okay, NFP decisions are high, high impact, or not NFP decisions. NFP data is high impact. CPI is high impact, right? Powell speaking, it kind of depends, right? So let's apply that to like other things that like maybe affect your trading as far as like analysis goes, right? Um, let's think of another example. Okay, so like some of you guys are talking about like this break even idea, right? Okay, so let's talk about break even. So whenever we're looking at a setup, right? Some of you guys are not taking that because the break even is too far away, too close, or what else? Like there's an SMT or something like that, right? So you're doing this analysis on the trade as a whole, the quality of the trade over one singular piece of the trade that's pretty like inconsequential, right? The reason why you're focusing so much on that break even is, why do you think? At least like think, yeah, fear, emotion, don't want to lose, exactly, right? So you just want to get to your break even as soon as possible because you're lacking confidence in the trade overall, and maybe you're lacking confidence in the trade because you don't understand why the trade is the way it is, right? So your thing is, okay, the break even's right there. I just want to get in, and then I want to get break even. And then when it gets break even, I can complain and I can say, oh, why? What do you mean? Like, wasn't that a break even trade? Because mechanically we reswept the high or whatever, right? No, right? We know subjectively, given some trades, that if the order flow is still remaining bullish and there's not really any roadblocks in the way, does it really make sense to go break even too early? Especially when like we have the macro coming up or we have whatever, right? So it comes down to like understanding the subjectivity sometimes with the break even, and recognizing, okay, we have a super strong draw like data highs. I know that data highs get hit with a very high frequency rate. I have this first internal high here that's 3 points away that doesn't appear on any other time frames besides the 1 minute. That will probably result in this trade getting instantly break even. Or I have this break even that's a significant swing high that appears on multiple different time frames. It's a high inside of a gap. And so that there's a roadblock there before getting to that data high that like, maybe it makes more sense to go break even there, right? So that's another piece, right, that we're kind of, having trouble with as far as like analysis paralysis go. It's this over reliance on the break even when determining the quality of a trade or determining whether or not you should stay in a trade. You guys have this piece down. You have analysis down. You have entry down. Now you need to work on your break even, and you need to work on your exits, right? We know how to form a bias. We know how to, look at the market and understand structure and whatever. We know what a good entry looks like. We know whatever. Now we need to work on these two things, right? And that's kind of where like the gap is between like a subjectively good trader, and I'm still working on this, guys. I'm still working on exits sometimes, right? I'm still not perfect at this, but these three things I've gotten pretty decent at, right? So that's kind of where you are at as an individual. If you're struggling with like, causing too many break even trades, or you feel like your trades are mid or whatever, it's probably because your subjective break even that you're using just isn't the best that it could be. Right? So let's talk about systems that we can use when determining our break even to help weed out, good break even spots and bad break even spots, okay? Let's start here in this mess of PA. Okay? So we have, imagine there's an IVG here, okay? We have this high here. Okay? We have this high here and we have this high here. Which one of these highs is the best to go break even at? If we're taking a V shape. First, second, or third? The highest one? No. Lowest one because it's in an FEG. Okay, cool. Ethan got it. So yeah, one system that we can use to determine whether or not a break even is good is the system that we use for determining order flow, right? So anytime order flow is neutral, okay? Order flow method for going break even. Okay, anytime it's neutral, that's a good opportunity to go break even. Anytime order flow could switch, is another good time to go break even, right? So when we sweep liquidity, when we get an inefficiency, whatever, right? So here, when price taps this high inside the gap, even though it's not a very significant gap, technically we could see price get a bearish reaction, right? So obviously, given that, we know that this trade would have probably ended up being a break even, right? So that's one method that we can use for determining break even. So based on this idea, when would using this be applicable for like not going break even, right? Like if we want to wait, like if there's an internal high that we see, but like, you know, when there's a clear draw, sure. When else? Because that doesn't really tell us, clear draw doesn't really tell us anything about order flow. No roadblocks, right? No roadblocks, confident and bias, sure, but realistically it's no roadblocks, right? So if we're ever in a setup and like, let's find an example. Okay, here's a great example, okay? So let's imagine we sweep liquidity here, and this is a really good inverse, right? Okay, and we have this first high here. We have this next high here. And we have this high here. Where do you think this first, second, or third line is the best place to go break even? First? You think the first? Okay. 2? Last? Actually, I made a mistake. So there's actually going to be a fourth line. So there's 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm going to go break even at 2. Why do you guys think I'm going to go break even at 2? 2 minutes short? Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, okay. We still got time. So the reason why I'd go break even at the 2 here is because if we hit this high, we should hit the next high, right? And then if we look at like maybe the 30-second here, this is probably a high inside of a gap or whatever, 15-second. There's enough displacement there on the 1 minute candle that there's definitely a gap there. So we can assume that this is a high inside of a gap. This high here on the 1 minute doesn't really appear in any other time frame, so I wouldn't really care about this high too much. But at this point, like, this isn't like the greatest example because when you've expanded 15 plus points away from your entry with this much momentum and we create an order block, price shouldn't come back anyway. So this is actually an okay one to go break even at. So you can kind of be subjective here. But this first one or this second one, like, you just don't want to see price it reverse, especially in like violate bullish PD arrays, right? Because that kind of tells you about order flow. So maybe this isn't the greatest example, but this is like one where you can be more subjective about it, right? You know, imagine like, okay, this gap instead of it, or this high, instead of it being 15 points away, it's only 5 points away, and then the next internal high is like 15 points away. Maybe in that scenario here, if this is like closer, you don't go break even at the first high, but you go break even at the second, right? So this isn't the greatest example. I'll find something else. This kind of goes along with that same idea, right? You want to go break even at this high because like first internal high, and you've expanded enough from the initial inverse that we should just tear through these before coming back. So, you know, that's a good break even. Obviously, another good break even spot too is going to be if you take an inverse that's a gap in series, you go break even at that next inefficiency, right? So we just gotta, like, I guess have more discussions about like where to go break even at, right? Oh, okay, yeah, for sure. So for this AMD setup, let's say we took the 1 minute here, right? And like we got a big candle to the upside. Did we inverse the 2, by the way? No, we didn't. Okay. Um, and like the close was like here. It really depends on the momentum of the next candle, but I'd probably do it here because if we look at the five, oh wait, that's a significant high on the five. It's kind of a significant high everywhere. So this one kind of depends actually. It really just, yeah, I'd probably go break even at this high. We shouldn't pull back, most likely. So yeah, probably just that high. That's the normal one. Yeah, I'd probably go break even there. Because realistically, there's no reason why price should stop. There's no roadblocks, so we should just go up. But with that same idea, right? Like, okay, here's the scenario, okay, Vert? Here's the thing. Here's where subjectivity really comes into play. If we create an inefficiency here and we sweep this high, I'm not going to go break even. If we don't create an inefficiency here, I'm going break even. Why? No, not momentum. So here, I'll say it again. If this becomes an inefficiency here on this candle up, I'm not going to go break even here. If this isn't an inefficiency and we rebalance the candle, I'm going break even. Yeah, in case we tap the FEG again and we get a 2022 and we go up, right? Because realistically, there's no roadblock here that should stop price. So if we're still respecting bullish PD raise, I think I'd rather take the loss and anticipate price retrace to the gap and go higher than enter, get break even on the pullback and miss the trade, right? But this isn't really a good example. But like, imagine if this was like a data high play, right? If this is a data high play, am I going to go break even here if there's an inefficiency? So it really depends on the draw. Like that's really what's going to impact it more, right? So if we create an inefficiency, okay, after we hit an internal high and there's a very good draw above, don't go break even. If there's no inefficiency and there's no reason why price should retrace to balance an inefficiency, then you can go break even, right? Because there's no reason why price should pull back. So it depends on what draw is present and what makes sense for price to do in the moment. Stalker? I don't know, Zibby. Is he here? Right. Oh, okay. Oh, for the AMD setup this morning? Okay. So you enter on the 32nd, right? So you enter here. And then you go break even here. Yeah, that's fine. Sometimes that'll happen. The break even and the TP can be the same thing. You see price put in this inefficiency. If you go break even early, what's going to happen? Yeah, you get break even. So yeah, that's one thing that's causing you guys to get break even a lot. It's that you go break even when an inefficiency gets created. By the way, I think the 2 minutes about to inverse. So yeah, 2 minute inverse here. I'm not going to take this because of the momentum. It just took too long to close, but we can watch it play out. This is a good eval play. Really good eval play. I'm going to look for a funded long, I think. That's probably what I'll take. Really, really good eval play. So the reason why it's a good eval play is because we're outside the macro, but we have bias and we have the model. Obviously momentum is kind of mid. But yeah, for this trade, where would I go break even? Let's apply what we've talked about. Trendline bounce? Okay. Okay, no, not the trendline bounce. We've already broken the trendline, so I guess we'd already be break even if we were basing it off the trendline bounce. 146 low, 710, 720. Where's our inverse? 728. 8 points to this first low. Doesn't really exist in any other time frame. Or 18 points. Honestly, this is probably where I'd do first TP, right? Because this is how many points risk. Like 14. So what you do maybe is if we continue to grind down, you don't go break even at this low. If we expand massively through this low, like we come down to like here in a singular candle, maybe you go break even, right? So it's going to depend on the momentum. Does that make sense? So if we're just grind down here, we don't go break even. We just kind of watch. If we slam through this, then we would expect price to attack this next low, and we would just go break even because there's no reason why price should pull back when we have that much momentum over that close to that low, right? And then we kind of get like neutral order flow here, so then it also makes sense to just be break even at that point. But if we're gonna chop, this is probably too close to the entry to like, whatever. But also, part of you probably wants to be break even and chop, so that's why I'm saying like, specifically for an eval, I just wouldn't go break even if we chop through this. If I'm on an eval and we expand through it, then maybe I go break even. But on an eval, I'm not going to go break even at this low, right? So this is where subjectivity really comes into play, and understanding of where you can kind of let trades go and do their thing, and when you want to kind of pull back a little. On a funded, I'd probably go break even, but I would never take this trade into funded. So it's kind of like a paradox. If a swing low swept another swing low, but they're not inside an FEG, is the last swing low protected? No. The thing is, like, what you're saying makes sense, but then if it loses, then Dodger says it's a break-even trade. Well, yeah, that's because he's trying to cover. He's trying to cover any like, negativity behind it, right? Like he doesn't want, like he's going based off of like the statistics of the model that he back tested however long ago, right? Like we're kind of going off of what makes sense as far as liquidity goes. Like when we're talking about this 15-minute here, like let's be for real, this is probably like not a break even trade. Like who is going to go break even after the entry's here and we resweep the high? But he can say it's a mechanical break even trade, so it's not a loss, right? When we come back down and yeah. Right? Like me here, like I'm not going to go break even at this high because like what's the point? Like I have 930 open. I know that's probably going to propel us up. Every 930 open has been bullish when we're at all-time highs. Okay, so here we have an order block and we have a, I don't know, I guess this low. So I'm kind of hoping that this order block just causes us to expand now. Is this really a loss? Oh, yeah. I mean, not really because, okay, this is where like things can get tricky again too. If you go to the lower time frame here, we kind of have like a BPR that's holding price. So like technically no. So technically no. But then like the 15-minute technically fails. But then it's technically a break even. So like that's what I'm saying. Like just go off vibes at that point, right? Like we know that based off this bullish reaction, like we know that the market's probably going up. Even like technically this isn't even a valid trade because like the 3-minute never closes, so order flow isn't confirmed, right? Like it's just like a weird spot, right? I don't know. I took the 15-minute because I like the vibes. I don't know. 15-minute inverse after sweeping a low V shape. I don't know. I figured we would end up getting like a. The thing is too, right? Like I can enter a trade and be comfortable in it because I take it light. So like with this entry here, I'm only entering with 2 micros. And like I know like worst case scenario, okay, I lose like $150, big deal, right? Like I'll make that back in a single trade and then triple it, right? So like I guess it just depends like what kind of mindset you're in. Like if you're in a mindset where you're always scared of losses and like if one loss triggers you to like this like windfall of like negativity that ends up blowing accounts, like I could see why you'd be more scared of a loss. But like I don't have that mentality behind losses. Like if I take a loss, it's big deal. But there's a lot of like that's why like coming into trading like you really have to have like a good foundation for your psychology because if you don't, you're gonna fall for all these typical like psychological issues, right? And it's gonna impact your performance. That's why one of the first things I talk about in a one-on-one with people is, you know, what is going on personally that might be affecting their trading, and how can we build environments and systems around what's going on in your life to lessen that effect on your trading. Yeah, it's just you're being way too. Yeah, I mean, like the other thing is too. Vert, part of it could just be you're letting the lower time frame affect your overall analysis too much, right? Like maybe like zoom out a little, have some like, I guess, be more introspective into the to the I guess higher time frame, like escape the lower time frame, or not introspective, but like extrospective. I don't know, like basically zoom out. Yeah, right. Because like the higher time frame is going to tell you more about liquidity anyway, right? Like just because a 1 minute high gets swept doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to automatically go neutral or whatever. Yeah, for sure, Damo. Like this is fine. I don't know. I'd rather be bullish here. I'd rather take a long, like I said. Right? Like it's a good eval play. Like if it loses, so be it. You know. Yeah, exactly. No way PM is good. That was kind of my thoughts coming into today, right? We just like dropped so much. That's kind of why I had this like educational lesson prepared. I forget who asked me last week to have something. Um, and so I did some thinking this morning, and I was like, yeah, we got to talk about break evens a little bit. Did this even hit break even? No, this would be probably a loss if we close up here. This is light bulb to me, and setups I look for and want to risk money on, but when this was the last time we got something like this? Oh yeah, let me go look at PM trade recaps. Okay, I got you. Actually, this isn't gonna count because we don't get the close over, but there's that. Pretty close. Okay, here's another one. No, that don't count. Okay, here's an actually good one. Here's one that counts. There you go. There's a good one. You're gonna be like, oh, but it's the first V shape after a massive dump. Okay, fair enough. Uh, okay, yeah, it appears to have been a minute. Um, in PM at least, since we've gotten something exactly like that one. I don't know. We got stuff in AM probably, but yeah. I don't know. A lot of the setups we've taken in PM have actually been confirmation setups before that, and then I don't know. This was probably fine. This is like that same idea, right? This was from June 11th, and then here's this one. This is your exact model that you want. Jiu-Jitsu, but this is from I don't know how long ago. That's from June 5th. So yeah, it's definitely difficult to get setups that look like that, but oh, I know they're difficult to get, man. But this is PM, right? Like we get fewer setups. In AM, I'm sure I can find some. Dude, if we got setups like that every day, yeah, that was probably April, right? But it's I don't know. Okay, this was pretty crazy. This was from yesterday. We get them, I think. It just didn't happen probably during the time you wanted. Or that was actually was that today? That was today. Oh yeah, that was the 1 minute. Duh. Um, Did the 2 minute lose? Oh, 2 minute lost. Okay. Great. Is this valid? This is OSFL from 626. Is this not a break-even trade when we sweep the... Yeah, that'd be a break-even. Yep. It just, once again, we're focusing on like the confirmation bias, right? Like everything is going wrong for me, so that's all I'm going to focus on type thing, right? If you focus on the positives, put it into perspective like this. We're expecting 10R. 10R, how many setups is that going to take us, okay? If each win gives us like, let's say on average 1.5R, and each loss is 1R, we have 3 wins before a loss, so it's going to take us 4 trades to make 3.5R, so 12 trades. 12 trades gets you to 10R in a month. Okay? So just fine. What is that? 3 trades a week? That's definitely doable. We get 3 trades a week between AM and PM. Yeah, of course, right? Like the market's going to be cyclical, but like during April, like that was what we were getting a day. So it's like, it's the law of averages, right? Like, of course, during June it seems difficult, but maybe during July it's easier. Today we've gotten a couple setups I find that were pretty good. What win ratio are you calculating? We're calculating the average win. Like here are the assumptions, okay? A win equals 1.5 RR. A loss equals 1R, maybe more, right? We will usually win 3 times before loss, meaning every 4 trades, we do 3x plus 1y equals, or minus 1y, I guess we could do, equals profit. We do 3 times 1.5 RR minus 1R. So that's 3.5 RR equals 4 trades. And then 3.5 RR, or 10 divided by 3.5 RR is like, oops. That's not the right thing. What do I do with that? It's about 3. Then you do 3 times 4 equals 12. $10.5 RR is technically what that would equal. So 3 times 4 is 12, I don't know. 2 minute is good, so no liquidity sweep, so probably not. We're just kind of chopping, right? We're generating liquidity, though. This is something, at least, right? Kind of, I don't know. Something. 5 minute failed? Great. Wait, there was a 5 minute long? Oh, damn. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, so the 3 minute gap never failed. You see that? See, this is me doing my best impression of Dodgy, guys. Look, see, this trade was technically not a fail because the 3 minute gap never failed there. I'm just playing. Are we looking at the same 3? Yeah, I think so. This 3 minute inverse, right? 3 minute inverse held. What about the 15? Ooh. That's a good sign. Oh, yeah, the 15 minute never failed, so obviously still a winning play. Guys, what were we thinking? This is obviously still a winning play. Why did we take a loss on that? Why is this 2 minute short bad? Well, because we're chopping and it's outside the macro and we didn't sweep liquidity. If I was 300 per trade, should I aim 10R? Yeah, that's fine. I mean, just don't take less trades. Just take more trades. Try and take like, I don't know, 6 trades a week. Are you getting to 6 trades a week? Because right now what I do is I try and take 8 trades a week. Yeah. Today I took 2 so far. Obviously this is a shorter week, so I probably won't get to that, but yeah, I try and take 8 trades a week between AM and PM. So I'll take like 3 to 5 during AM and then 2 to 4 during PM. And it averages about 7 to 8 trades a week. Today I took 2. One of them was a break even, one of them was a winner. Yeah, all funded. Yep. Yesterday I took a funded trade. So, wait, I took 2 funded trades yesterday, so that's 4. So yeah, I'm already at 4 this week. I don't know if they were all A+. I think Dodgy called this one an A setup, but... or whatever. Yeah, I think I'm at 4 trades so far this week. Depends, Vert. If I don't have time and there's like another setup forming, like I'll probably just stay on the same account. But normally I switch. Like this morning I switched after I took the win to the data high. This was a really good short though. I was looking at it. I just didn't have conviction in shorts because of the equal highs. Yeah, I like spreading out my risk over multiple accounts. Like right now I'm on my Apexes. It depends, Vert. Yeah, if I have time to switch, I'll switch. If not, then I'll stay on the same account. It really doesn't matter though. It's just made for psychology. That way I can still think like, okay, I'm making progress on one account, you know, if I lose on another. And prevents revenge trading. It's just a system that I've created that puts me in a better environment to avoid negative psychological habits. Am I still bullish bias? I'm like pretty neutral. I don't really have a bias. I mean, we inversed the 15 minute to the downside, so I imagine we'll probably take out the sell side, but I don't know. We're just chopping. What do I think about only being able to trade PM? Yeah, just risk it out. Or, not risk it out, sorry, just grind it out slowly and trust the stats. But Kira, it kind of depends where you're at. Like, if you're okay with losing, then, like, you can size up. If you're newer to trading and you're more a beginner, maybe, you know, take the time, learn the process, and just, you know, build your way up, right? You don't want to jump in too early and, like, start spamming accounts, because when you do that and you start blowing up a lot of accounts in a row, it's, like, a really hard habit to break, right? Because you're just like, you're so numb to losing at that point. Like, that's like really negative for your psychology. So you still want to be like, you want to have a respect for it, right? You don't want to just like full port every single thing. Do we have any time frame for the 5 account thing? Your guess is as good as mine. You know, what I have as far as the announcement goes is what you guys have. Okay, so here's the trading hours for the 4th of July from MFFU. We have an early close on Friday at 12:50, but obviously nobody's trading that. Thursday, we open at 6. July 3rd and 4th are one trading day. So yeah, I think futures is just normal. Futures is normal, but the stock market obviously closes early. Oh, no, early close July 3rd at 1:05. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, we close early on Thursday, according to MFFU. So yeah, no PM. I've been experimenting and sizing up actually helps me take better setups for sure. Yeah. Yeah, and make sure that like when you're actually sizing for these trades, right? Like you take them with the proper size. Some of you guys like just for simplicity's sake, like you'll just throw a mini on for like fun, right? On like a shitty setup. And then you'll like properly size for like the really A+ setup, and the A+ setup will win. You'll get your full thing and whatever, and then like the shitty setup on the mini will lose, but you'll still be at the same place you were before you took the setup because, you know, you're sizing wrong. Right? So like make sure you're sizing properly with micros. I would never take the same trades as you for now. I force myself to stick to the model. Yeah, for sure, EJ. Yeah, that's fine. Like, stick to the model, and like, you're just gonna have fewer setups, right? Maybe like true like A plus plus setup plays, like maybe you get like four of those a week. So maybe you just try and target four, right? And then as you spend more time, like you know, with like watching the charts, you'll just get better at like taking those like chase plays to data highs, or when you see a lot of momentum, targeting like a low or whatever. You know why people rage at Dodgy sometimes? Because the thing is, he rage baits too. So he's like, he gets so confused as to why people, get mad at him, but he's literally rage baiting. It's like what he does all the time.
Right.
Who?
Dude, people were just saying, why people rage at Dodgy sometimes? Because they think when he says A plus, it shouldn't fail. And I said, yeah, part of it is also because you tend to rage bait people, but people don't realize it's rage bait.
Like when?
When do you rage bait? I don't know. When you like are sarcastic about a trade and you're like, yeah, guys, this is really good, and we're like 2 points away from a high.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why. I just forget there's new people sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. And there's people that don't really know what rage baiting is because like that's not.
I know because they're like 60 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How's PM session?
Terrible. Which makes sense. We expanded during AM, so
Yeah, we expanded so much.
yeah. You get past the girls?
No, I just ended up leaving.
Oh damn.
I cannot do it, bro.
Got scared of the Huzz? Yeah, maybe Noah. Oh, 246 is fine. Yeah, Jiu-Jitsu, you're just looking for attention. We think NFB is going to be bad. Maybe K trades. I did, Zevi. Yeah, I did. I had them come out. They did it in my driveway. Took them like 30 minutes. Gave them $300, and that was about it. 300. And I still got to get it tinted. I have a tint guy out in Sterling Heights that'll do it for $80.
Yes. Let's go get this table rolling. Take a roll down.
Is $80 a fair price for carbon tint? What do we think for a windshield?
Elevator. They don't have that photograph.
I think so.
The photograph is really cool. It's got great potential.
The last time I used this guy, I think I got 350, and for all around carbon tint. So that was good.
So that can increase that animation.
Definitely, Ethan. Yeah, I mean, I use all the apps for like restaurants or whatever. I like make sure I use the right credit card for the right category. I do everything.
Right. Now I start to spray on the
For sure, EJ. No, I would do full risk if it's like a good set of vert. Like the setups that like I took yesterday, that 5 minute long that wasn't technically valid because it didn't close. Like that's a half risk trade. If we get a setup like that and it's actually valid, I'll take that full risk. It just kind of depends, right? Like you adjust your sizing given the probability of the trade, right?
What?
It was out by your car in the garage when you parked it. Do you know what that's to?
Oh,
No idea.
awesome, Kevin. You guys gotta chill. You guys gotta chill. But yeah, I tried going back to the same people that did the window for tints, and they wanted $200, and it wasn't even carbon; it was just ceramic. So I'm good. But I'm probably gonna get 35% on the windshield again. That was good. I have 15% on the sides and then 35 on the front. Should I go like, I don't know. It was a little dark at night, but like it was still like perfectly fine. I didn't have any issues with it. You just gotta roll the windows sometimes when you're merging onto the highway. Ceramic is better than carbon. Well, they have carbon ceramic. I liked just having carbon because I liked the little bit of heat that it gave, right? But I didn't want like nothing, right? Because during the Michigan winters it gets a little bit cold. You know, I need a little tan or whatever. I don't know how it works. They did the little heat lamp thing, and you know, you just have like the box or whatever of all the different types of tint. No tint, normal tint, carbon, carbon ceramic. And I don't know. I like,
Bro, when are we gonna get AM streams again with Dodgy when he doesn't talk about ceramic stuff and actually talks about price action and where the candles are gonna go?
Dude, you just missed it. I just had a whole class talking about break evens.
Did you see that call earlier in my stream?
Nah.
Someone said, when are we gonna get reliable on AM session again where he actually talks about the candlesticks?
Oh yeah. No, I mean during times like this, like where the price action's horrible, I have to like fill the silence with something. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, those people are just giving you a hard time. Dude, that was so funny the other day when you were talking to Ibra. You were like, "Dude, I'm sorry, man. I gotta ban you. Like, I'll refund you, but like, dude, you
Dude,
gotta
I
go."
can't with him, bro. And then after I banned him, I alerted to win after.
That was funny. Yeah, we do play a lot of Wordle. Are you trying to join us?
Sure.
All right, man. What's the word?
Late.
Slate. All right.
Locky.
Locky? Is this a word? Oh, wow. Okay. So it could be like Dolly.
No. Do something OL.
Ooh, it could be moldy.
Moldy.
Yeah.
Moldy.
Ooh. Jeffrey, you're a cheater, bro.
Dude, I get that so quick, bro.
Yeah. Now we got the mini to do before the macro. Actually, we're in the macro. Something to walk, something to jog, more wicked, picture you always keep on you, insects studied by Meyer, mycologist, nincompoop, ingredient in cookies and cream ice cream, Greek sandwich, Zuckerberg's company, blank Williams, bourbon brand, piece of baseball equipment.
Dude, chip.
Chip?
Chip, maybe?
And wait, 2 down?
Yeah.
Bro, what?
I don't know.
Ingredient in cookies and cream ice cream. We're saying chip?
Yeah.
Bro, stop. Okay, 5 down is Evan. Evan Williams, for sure.
Piece of baseball equipment. Mitt. Oh, wait, no. Bat.
Maybe base?
Base.
Yeah. More wicked. Something to jog. I don't know. 4 down is meta. Yeah.
Something to walk.
I think this is wrong.
Dude, something's wrong, dude.
Yeah. Something to walk, jog? Or dog? Dog.
Memory. 4 across the memory.
Yeah. Picture you always keep on you. I don't know.
Tamboo.
I don't know. Ant. Oh, what is this? Is Mitt
Mitt.
too? I guess.
Mitt, yeah.
Oh, picture you always keep it on you was tattoo, and then this is I don't know. Dolt. Bet. All right. Last one. Since we've gotten 3 doji candles. No.
You do a survey feedback form?
Do we? Nah. People just tell me if I'm an idiot or not. That usually fixes it. Nick shave dress, pocket, tidy, brush, smart key, touch, shower, palm, sharp, pinch, mile, neat, birth. Oh, we're going down. Hey, was this short a loss right now?
No.
No? Why wasn't it a loss?
Which one?
This like 2/3/5.
We didn't close
whatever.
the-
Okay.
Look, see?
Yeah, yeah.
3-minute hell.
Yep. Nick shave, okay.
Shave, dress, tidy, wait.
I don't know exactly, right?
Shower, shave, dress. Shower, shave, dress, and then brush. Brush
tidy-
your teeth. No, brush your teeth, shave your thing, dress up, and then shower. Getting ready.
Okay. Yeah. Tidy, sharp, neat. What, smart? Sure. I don't know, Sammy. Are we doing anything? Oh, yeah. All right, so might hit this.
Pocket, palm, pinch,
In a pinch, sure.
key.
Nope.
Well, wait, no. Wait, maybe touch? One away.
So I think this is to steal.
Yeah, pinch, pocket, palm, neck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Great. Birthstone, keystone, milestone, touchstone. What's a touchstone? All right, back to the charts.
All right, I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Guys, isn't that funny? He leaves right when we get back to the charts. Yeah, okay, so we hit the low. 3-minute there, never failed. Maybe we get a like long setup. We sweep previous hourly low, target previous hourly high. But we're kind of rejecting out of this hourly gap pretty hard, so we'll see. You just got a nice trade, Brazen. Nice. What'd you take? The 30-second here or something? That's fine. I think this would have probably been a break even for me because I would have gone break even at this low. And then price taps the low and comes back up here. So that probably would have been a break even. Even if you were to like go break even at that next low, I probably would have been break even. But yeah, based off this momentum, where does it look like we're going next? Trump just said, I doubt we'll have a deal with Japan. Well, that's not good. Oh, wow. All right, well, there's Trump. And 3 o'clock. Okay, so grabbed previous hourly low, obviously. We might actually get a setup here. I'm going to pay attention to SMTs. We just barely missed that low. If we get a V shape here, I'm not going to care about the low too much. If we get this 5 minute, I'll take this. Hoping we get something better than that. Maybe we get like chop, manipulation, V shape back up. The 1 minute. I don't see a 1 minute that I would have taken, but very cool. Yeah, so this is the low that I had marked out since the beginning of the stream, so this will be interesting to see if this gets hit. But you can see here, this was just a short off the 15 minute basically that ended up working. There's a low, awesome, we grab that now. Maybe we see a good V-shape back up. I'm not thinking about extending the July 9th deadline. I doubt we'll have a deal with Japan. I suggest Japan could pay 30% or 35% tariff. Uh-oh. Okay, so based on the reaction of this low, that'll tell us whether or not we're going to grab these lows down here. If we just don't get any sort of super reaction, we're just going to run for this low. But we need to soup this. Nothing is confirmed. This is all uncertainty. This whole down move is just uncertainty with the market. We don't know if we'll have a deal with Japan. This is Trump saying he doubts it. So what'll happen here, because this is unconfirmed, is we'll probably see price buy this whole thing back up. Right? Chase, I wouldn't chase here. Maybe if we inverse the 5 minute. Right? This is where I said I'd probably flip order flow, right? So if we were to see price inverse this gap, we would expect the low to be hit. At this point, price is probably neutral again, but it just seems like we're just going to keep dumping. So this is not a soup reaction, so I'm going to be watching the 5 now. If we inverse that, I'll expect price to come for these lows. This could be an options play chase for like 60% to the low here, potentially. If we get the inverse. Equal lows. I don't really care about them. Would anyone here take this as an options play to the low? A 0-day play? Oh, it doesn't look like we're going to get it. Okay. So yeah, would want to wait now for like a manipulation leg maybe? Somebody always knows before. Because this is when the news release happened. Yeah, we should have a bullish SMT there. 5 minute looks like it's going to hold. Like I said, this whole move's probably going to get bought back up. So if we're going to stall anywhere, it's going to be the last gap in the leg here. So what we'll see is the next 5 minute gap get put in. And then when we get this 5 minute gap, I'll just take this as the inverse. So this will be my play for the day. There's not really a good inverse for us to take here because these are all gaps in series, right? There's nothing singular. So if we take an entry, it'll have to be a confirmation setup or the 5 minute. So 2 minute, 1 minute. So we're running into other fair value gaps here, like these 2 minutes specifically. So that's why I'm not going to take those. And I don't have enough confidence in the draw for us to go up here. We also didn't sweep out an extremity of the range, so that's why I wouldn't enter early light like I did yesterday. Because I don't know. I need the confirmation, I think, from the 5 minute. So if we get this close at 310, this will be my trade, and we'll target like this high. And that'll be 2R. What do we think? Do we like the setup? We got my condition? It's longing in premium, so maybe you don't copy trade this setup. Maybe you just take this on a singular funded or whatever, but we swept the low in the 5-minute gap. That's what I wanted to take a long anyway, so that's good. Maybe we get a short-term retrace, tap into the 1 minute, and then, maybe we balance that and head up. If this takes 1 or 2 more candles, I think that's still fine, as long as we get the inverse by 315. If it takes longer than that, I'll probably feel a little bit worse about it, but we'll see. So this is when we you hate how I put it? I know, Marwin. Marwin, you said that multiple times. So just an assumption, right? Like, what do you want me to do? Put it at the low? 73 point stop? Okay. But then, it's not realistic because that's not where the stop would be. Let's say here, 30 points. Okay? This is literally double the risk. It's still 1-to-1. I mean, even at let's say worst case scenario here, we get that as a close. It's still basically 1-to-1. Okay? 15 printed? Hell yeah, dude. That short there would have been good if we would have gotten it, but it just took forever. Worst case would be the swing low, right? But I don't think so. I don't think that would ever happen, to be honest. I mean, okay, so here I wouldn't use the swing low as my stop. Where do you guys think I would put my stop? I wouldn't use this as the stop loss. I would probably use below the OB at this point, right? Maybe here. The hard stop, I'm saying. And then we'll just see, right? Because if we're going to inverse this gap, this will be an OB. I would like to close this candle here so we don't have to worry about it when we go to inverse, so we get a singular gap. If this gap exists, then that makes the risk to reward way worse to at least the high, which is where I would only expect price to go unless we really start to blast during 3 o'clock. But this would be previous hourly high to previous hourly low, so that would be cool. Okay, so if we inverse this 1 minute down, I bet this is a good short, actually. Because we have equal lows. Maybe I take this on eval? Because unconfirmed order flow? What are we looking at for a short here?
Yo, pretty good price action, huh?
Yeah, dude. Picked up. Trump started talking about tariffs.
Let's go, baby. We left equal lows.
Yep. Not really significant, but yeah. I'll still take a long here if we get it. If we get the short though, I might throw this on eval.
I like the long better for live comp play, but yeah, short's definitely eval play.
Yeah.
Even even the 5 or 15-minute, 5-minute here could be a good swing.
Yeah, I was saying the hourly, but yeah.
Going back to over the London high.
Okay. Yeah.
That would be like a 4-hour play.
I was calling out this on options for an overnight swing or something. Sweep the low V shape. We'll get an order block.
But if we hold the 5-minute here and rally above that 5, if we hold the 5-minute from 12:50 or 12 o'clock, and that's or 12:10, that's a soup,
and hit versus 5, I think we could run into close.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what I have marked.
So
Okay.
yeah, good momentum. I definitely like this.
Yeah. Now risk reward kind of is worse
Well, yeah, yeah.
because we have to include this gap now, which is annoying. We should have just rebalanced this candle and just had this gap to work with. Then risk reward would have been really good. I'll still take it though. I don't care. Give me a good candle here. Check 10-minute, bro. I'm not trading the 10-minute. Hey, it's the 5-minute cap. Look at that.
All right. Well, good luck if we get it.
All right. 15-minute could be the play, maybe, but we'll miss it most likely. So I'll probably just take it off the 5. And then where would break even here be, guys? $762. Nah. 753. 745. I think Ver got it. But at the end of the day, you know, you got to be careful with this too. I think I'm going to go break even at 737. Okay, let's keep an eye on this 1 minute down. Yeah, I like 745 or 737. It's the high inside of a gap, rejected, so. Yeah, 737, probably. Probably. I don't know. We'll kind of see. If it's too close, then probably not. I'll just hope that we just pump through it. If we get like a really ideal close, then yeah, I'll use that because it'll be far enough away. So if price fluctuates here and we're like here, I won't use this as the break even. Does that make sense? I'll use this. Was there a good short here? Like that either didn't end up break even or, you know, like was there any way to take this play? Maybe the 1 minute here? I just don't think there was a liquidity sweep. Maybe the 15. The 15 minute. I don't know. Maybe the 1 minute or 2 minute inverse here, but I feel like the 1 or 2 end up being a break even, right? We come down, sweep this low, and then we have price run back up here. I don't know though. Maybe not. Maybe this was a good short. Maybe we just missed the opportunity. Okay, Sammy. So you took the 2, but didn't want to stop out, so you called the 3. Yeah, that was the only way that trade ended up working out for you. So good job. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, 3 minutes took forever. Close was at 15. Got the TP 30 minutes later during the macro. Okay, so yeah, we're going to get this 15-minute gap to form. So, I guess we'll see. We have 45 minutes left of the day. We could definitely get a setup. Definitely could. I'll take this long for sure. All right, so we get the 15 there. Hey, when is the best time to book a hotel? Somebody told me it was like 2 weeks before, but I tried doing that right now and everything was sold out. Two months? Damn. Really? For pricing? Depends where. Okay, that's what I figured. I feel like I got unlucky because there's probably an event happening the weekend I'm going to Green Bay. Maybe not. I don't know. Could always Airbnb. True. I had a bad experience with Airbnb, so I just don't want to use them again. At this point, Airbnbs are just as expensive as hotels. And if you have points, forget it. Like, there's no reason why you should book an Airbnb. What was the experience? The place that we went to at Cockroaches. Yeah, but if you really think about it, Fahrenheit, like, it's not worth the gamble when, like, I feel like hotels are more consistent. Like, after traveling for 7 hours and, 7 hours plus, whatever, flying, whatever, all you want to do is just settle down. You don't want to have to think about having to rebook and get a whatever, and you want the reliability of a hotel. And if something goes wrong with your room, well, there's 900 other rooms you can move to. Yeah, true, Fahrenheit. Yeah, maybe if I was booking a place with like a lot of people. Nice, Tamo. Dude, isn't that like a bonus? Why would they make that cheaper? What? So not really getting the setup here, not really a V shape, unfortunately. Looks like it was just a reaction to the news, that uncertainty that had been created. Yeah, for sure. Void? Nah, not really. The gap isn't that significant. I wish I could get in this early. Get like better risk to reward. How many points is this? How often do you guys think this setup loses? Do you think it loses 70% of the time if I enter here? Yes? Okay, does it lose more than 70%? Who knows? We haven't backtested it. Who knows? Right? Like we have no idea, right? That was kind of the point I was trying to make. If I were to enter here, I'd be trading based on emotion. I want to enter this because I'm greedy and I want more risk to reward. But I have zero clue about how, like, the win rate of this setup. I feel it's going up, exactly. Yeah, if we close in the next two candles, I'll try it. We're tapping into that 15-minute gap now, so this is good momentum. If I mean, I would need to see price close like this next candle probably. This is definitely a play where you could look for a retrace, I feel, or like a confirmation setup, because this is a 32-point stop. So looking for like a retrace to here or whatever might be worth your while, because that just like a 15-point retrace increases the risk reward on this from 1R to 3R. Isn't that crazy? A 15-point retrace. Math, man. Oh, PB took the short this morning. They took this short, I think. Yeah. But they entered after it hit the low. They entered here. Yeah, they posted it. So we got the inverse. It hit the low first. Then they entered here. And then they short that. So after we hit liquidity, they shorted. They took the breakout. Oh, hell nah, man. What is that? So what is this, like a 5-minute OB play then? Yeah, it's a 5-minute OB play. Right? It's not even an inverse play at that point. Which is fine. Yeah, I know. Yeah, maybe jiu-jitsu. So here's something interesting you can do here, okay? Given that this is like such a high risk setup, like 30 plus points, whatever it is, maybe you enter with less size here. So full size here would be like 3, maybe 4 micros. Maybe you enter with 2. And then if price starts to pull back because we left like an inefficiency behind here or something, you enter on the retrace in your full position. So your average is like lower. This is called dollar cost averaging. Right? This is actually, I think, something that's banned by Apex. Is DCA allowed in MFVU? Yeah, it is. Actually, wait, no. Apex changed this. You can enter one additional like add-in. Why is it banned? I don't know. It used to be banned. Now it's not. Okay, wow. This is really a lot of momentum here. Dude, I wish I could have gotten in sooner, guys. This printed from here. This is where I wanted to get in. That's 17 points already. Yeah, exactly, Agus, yep. We got one more minute here. Yeah, EJ, that's the plan. Yeah. It's going to be like the 5-minute from yesterday? Maybe. We got 30 more seconds. We'll see. I'll make sure that the box is drawn out. Not going to happen, man. Oh, wait. Maybe. Nope. Not going to happen. No way. Oh, wait. Oh, didn't get it. All right. You can enter probably, I mean, we've inversed so much of it. Like, this is just going to go up. This is literally the exact same thing as yesterday, basically. It's just obviously probably higher up in premium. I think I'm going to wait today. I'm not in. But we'll see. I feel like we created an inefficiency here, so we might pull back to here. Yeah, like that's fine. I'll wait. It definitely seems like, pretty good, but look at the problem. I don't know. I'm probably being like vert too much here. That's probably nothing. I could draw that line a million different ways. Yeah, Liquidity Hunter, yep. Let's ask Tori trades it for breaks, yeah. So we create this 5-minute inefficiency here, so... Are we a 2022 model trader here? I don't know, Damo, but... Yeah. 15 and 5 align? Yeah, that'll be cool. Verts and 2 minis. Let's go. Alright, we got 3 more minutes here. Kind of looks like we're already going to get the inverse. Oh, man. Do we rip it? I think we gotta. Alright. Dude, I'm so torn because this is so high in premium. And this risk to reward is just not it. This is a fine trade. Like, it's up to you guys. Dodgy obviously said it's good. I think it's fine. I don't know. I'm probably going to be a little bit cautious here. I'll wait the extra 2.5 minutes. Just for clarity's sake, haven't said anything. Haven't gotten in the trade yet. Just still watching. I feel like we're going to create this 5-minute gap here, and we're going to get a pullback maybe on the first 15-minute candle, and then maybe I can get a better retrace entry. I hate entering with 40 points of risk on the table. It's so stupid. Oh, if we don't get the 15, imagine. Yeah, this is just like different scenario. It's so weird how like we can get such similar things, but like slight variances just like change the quality. Like this is just so different because the data high. This draw on liquidity is worse. It's higher up in premium.
Yeah.
Nah, I haven't jumped in yet.
Damn. Okay, it's going up. I like this dude a lot.
Yeah.
Dude, this low key just like looks good, bro.
Yeah. It looks like really good on the 15-minute.
Yeah.
I really hope we get it because we'll get the 15 and the 5 close at the same time. So I'll basically just be taking the straight off the 15 if I enter here.
Yeah, that'd be fire. All right.
All right. Worth logging in or no?
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
for
log in.
sure. Especially if the 5 and 15 are gonna close at the same time.
Yeah. We have previous hourly high above 2.
I mean, there's literally nothing wrong with the setup.
Nope.
It's a soup.
Draw could be better, but yeah.
Yeah. And then where's the break even?
I have it drawn at this high inside the gap. So kind of close. There's the close there. I'm in. So
All right.
we'll see. But yeah, just based
Are
on
you in?
15. Yeah, I'm in.
Oh, baby. All right.
I think
Good luck.
I think I'd prefer like a pullback though. Like that would be great for like an even better entry. A confirmation setup off the 15.
Oh, now you changed it.
No, I'm in.
Bro.
I'm not changing it. I'm just saying that would be awesome if we got it.
Dude.
You could like average up too and base your entry off that.
Why the fuck is my car not turning on, bro? Okay, why is my car not turning on?
Fuel,
I'm at a fucking gas station right now.
battery.
No, it says recognize.
Hmm.
Bro, what the fuck is going on?
Let's pull back. Tap the 5 minute.
Dude, this is so embarrassing because there's someone behind me. Bro, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Okay, so this could be it right here, where we get our confirmation set up.
Dude, I gotta tell this dude.
Dude, this would be it. This would be the confirmation we're looking for.
Yeah. Dude, why the fuck is this not turning on? Dude, this is so embarrassing. I bet you the battery or something. What the fuck?
So we came back here, tapped into this 5 minute, and then now we just want to see like a nice bullish reaction. If not, then it'll probably be a loss, and that's fine. I'm cool with that.
Dude, I'm actually cooked. This is so embarrassing.
Fight back, NQ. Fight back. Give us something. Could be we want to fill the 5 minute below. Yeah, I know. There's 2 5s. We might need to hit that 5 minute below. Yeah, Umami, we're actually in this trade. So if you want to enter, this 1 minute long would be good. Am I basing my stop loss off the 15? Nah, I'd be basing it off the 5. So if we inverse this 5 down here. If we get this 1 minute, I might just base my entry off that. And then if this stops out, then that'll just be the trade. Because that's a way better stop. 10 points. What is it doing? I don't know. We just gotta be patient. If it loses, it loses. You know, we don't really care. It is what it is. Yeah, exactly, Marwin. So yeah, I would like average in here. I'd average in like another 2 contracts or whatever. And then if price, you know, closes back below, that would just be the stop out for the trade. But yeah, I mean, you can see, right? We don't have like that massive bullish reaction after the inverse because our draw on liquidity is significantly worse. compared to yesterday's 5-minute long. And we're longing in premium here. So we've tapped into that lower 5-minute now. If we break through this, we have another 5 minutes to go before the play like technically loses. Obviously, if like price comes down like here, I'll just manually stop out. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully, you know, price fights back here. Wow, we're just not fighting back at all. Alrighty. No, it's all good, guys. You know, obviously we're in drawdown right now, but it still has legs. We'll be okay. Hasn't lost yet. Hasn't lost yet. Be a close back below. It's a good candle there. Order flow is still bullish, right? We have like a 30-second here? Not really. I mean, there's that tiny gap here, but... $15-minute, if it were to fail to the downside, would that change how I feel? Or what would need to fail in order for me to get out? Uh-oh. That's not good. Well, this is cooked. I think it's official. Because now we're putting in bearish OBs. We're starting to violate this way too heavily. Maybe, you know, we'll see something, but it's really got to go. Save us, NQ! Save us! Dude, if we get this 1-minute inverse, forget it. This play is going to the moon. I don't even think I've been $200 in drawdown yet. I've been... The most drawdown I've been in so far is 140. So I'm straight. I'm chilling. 2. And then I'll average in like another 2, maybe even 3 here if we get a good close. Yeah, no, I wanted to go in this light, right? Obviously, you know, dodgy at his words. But yeah, no, my goal always was to enter this light and then, you know, try and DCA, right? So if this loses, I'll be down like, I don't know, probably 150. It's fine. No big deal. A little 1 hour loss. All right. Next 5-minute candle here. Still good, I think. 15 more seconds. Nah, it just wants to give us a hard time, Brazen. Okay, pretty horrible close there. Damn. Well, probably, I don't know. I'm feeling definitely like it's gonna fail now. Where's my hard stop? Somewhere here. I don't know. you just really don't want price to violate like this 30-second. Like that's really like, if we get that, I mean, it's cooked. Because like this is the last inefficiency. I'm really hoping we pull up here and like the 15-minute ends up being respected, and then we get this 5-minute inverse to the upside, and we're just chilling. But obviously nothing yet. Let's think. Do I have regrets about taking this trade? I don't think so, because I took it light, which was my intended idea. It was pretty good setup. I'm not going to lose too bad on it if, you know, worst case scenario. Yeah, Fahrenheit. I've kind of noticed that too. That's why I was a little hesitant to take this. With size, right? Full position. Well, profitable, it hasn't lost yet. So it doesn't seem great, but it hasn't lost yet. Well, because this is where the inefficiencies are created, right? So we, you know, retrace the inefficiencies vert, and then price wants to go back to the recently created inefficiencies, you know, on the pullback, right? So that's why we kind of stall out. But we have the macro to save us, hopefully, so. Oh, in the past? Yeah, I don't know, dude. That's unlucky. Probably confirmation bias, though. How many of you guys faded the setup because the stop was too big? We just need to see some like good momentum candles here. You're faded because you're done for the day? Great. All right, 2 more minutes here. I mean, at least the 5 and 15 will close at the same time, so it's an undeniable loss if it does lose. Yeah, the 30-second here is holding that little tiny one. Okay. Help us out, NQ, please. Forming sell side trend line? True. Oh, we got it. There goes the 30-second. Pop the bottles. Oh yeah, Jiu-Jitsu. Dude, at this point, my mission is to get back to break even. Forget the profit. We got one goal in mind right now. That's funny. Hey, I'm only down like $60 right now. That's fine by me. Maybe I'll just stop out here. Oh my god, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm so emotional. All right. Well, you know what time it is. That's where you TP. Nice, very nice. Did any of you guys take the retrace like I said? This was definitely like an opportunity where you could have done it. And you definitely should be, I think if we get the 1 minute close over, just you're probably good to go break even, but this is where if you guys missed the initial 5 minute entry, you could jump in the 1 minute here. Hopefully we get the 5 minute inverse too. That would be cool. I have too many boxes everywhere. Let's get rid of this first one. And this one and that and that. And that. And probably that. Uh-oh, did we speak too early? Or are we good? Yes, I spoke too early. I don't know, bro. I'm just listening to Mac Miller and chilling right now. He's talking to me about lightsabers. Funny papers. Swig with the reverse psychology method. Hell yeah, bro. I see you. Will I be adding more at the 1? Sure. Did we get it? Nope. I think it was close to the tick. If it hits the high first, obviously that's invalid. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my goodness. It's going up. Oh my gosh. We did it. We got back to even. Let's go. Break even trade. I'm so dead, bro. All right, for real though. Break even at the blue line. If we can get there. I feel like I just like trauma bonded with all of you. Re-hit internal high, technical break even. Yep. Low key. All right. Dude, Swig with the reverse psychology, man. All right. Is that break even? Yeah, that's break even. All right, I'm break even there, guys. Probably going to be a break even trade. Hopefully it just takes off and we're good to go. Dude, what the hell? Oh, man. Dude, that was like about the best thing that could have happened in that scenario. That was the most likely outcome, to be honest. For us to retrace, balance the inefficiencies, and then go up. There's no reason why 350 should pull back now, so hopefully we just take off. We need to close over this 1 minute BPR. And probably break even there for most of you. Let's go. We just tanked. How many points of drawdown was that? Oh, that was funny. Yeah, it's going to pump now. Like, this is actually technically not a good break even because we have the inefficiencies there, but I just don't want to mess with the trade anymore at this point. I'm kind of over it. My emotions are cooked. I don't even care. Oh, that's funny. If you guys took this 1 minute, good job, because you probably aren't break even. But yeah, this is the play. Honestly, the 15 minute and 5 minute here are fine, but the 1 minute confirmation is what I really wanted. So technically, this is what we should be basing our entire trade idea off of. Obviously, it didn't close above, but like momentum there kind of, you know, told you the story. When you see this many momentum candles up, this is where subjectivity kind of comes into play with the entry model. Here's 350. Man. So I guess that wasn't the break even, huh? I think honestly it was the close. The close kind of screwed us. We got a bad close. If we would have gotten a better close, we would have been fine. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I would definitely be break even at this point. So if price comes back to the original entry, like, you know, I'll feel fine. Yeah. Okay. So it would have been a break even anyway. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You got break even?
And I just got break even.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quick.
Dude, I was dying laughing that whole trade. Everyone was freaking out in chat. They're like, I only take the losers you guys take. Like, why? Like, all this stuff.
Dude, everyone's been doing that lately. I don't know why.
The psychology, man. The psychology is so bad. I'm just
Yeah, I
sitting
just
here
got something
chilling.
to
I'm like,
do.
I'm listening to Mac Miller. I'm just watching the trade. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I'm sized late enough where, like, my risk is fine.
Yeah. That's funny. Wait, let me look up in chat. What time did we dip? Yeah, I wasn't even bothered.
I don't know, like 3:30ish.
3:36. Let me check.
I was talking like, we're just gonna get a retrace here. We'll get our confirmation set up back up. We'll be all good. Somebody goes, nah, we're actually
Jiu-Jitsu
gonna
said
crash.
my Jiu-Jitsu said my bad. It's because I took it. That's why it's failing. I've been taking loss therapy lately. What's it doing? Fuck, I'm at the gym. I wish I took this 5-minute. All right.
See, like, none of
Long
it matters, guys.
Someone said long loss. Pike Master said long loss streak. Dude, that's just so funny how like people get triggered when they pulls back.
The funniest part was too, as I went into the trade when you were still in the call, even before you joined the call again, I
Yeah.
was like, you know, we could probably see a retrace here. We left all these inefficiencies behind. This was a big move up. You know, we probably want to rebalance that. I feel like a confirmation setup here, a
Yeah.
retrace is fine.
That's fine.
But yeah, I guess let's lock in here. I guess we could get like a 30-second play here or something. We left relative equal highs there. This is like probably a A-, B+ setup. Yeah, you heard me sigh, bro. I was like, oh, great, man, on this candle. That's so funny. Yes, Sheets. Because we inversed the 15 there. So we have this 30-second up. This is like decent, I guess. I'm done after that. That was like a whole lot of shenanigans. But yeah, I would say order flow between the two time frames was definitely aligned for sure with that 15-minute inverse. So no 30-second inverse there. Yeah, for sure, Fonzo. So Vert, this is my third trade of the day. So that's 5 trades I've taken this week. So now I only need 3 more. This one was a break even. No profitable because we didn't get the close above, so I just never entered. It was just a break even. Yeah, your goal should be like at least 4 trades because it's a shorter week.
I got 2 so far. I'm gonna try to get 1 more
Okay.
before Thursday.
Some people I think are struggling right now with the whole one trade and be done for the day thing because they end up getting analysis paralysis because they're just trying to find the one perfect trade and not like take like anything that would be bad. And so they end up like missing out on so many good setups, and then they get FOMO, and then they end up taking like the worst trade. And so I'm just like being honest and kind of saying where I'm at. You know, normally I take like 8 trades per week, and that's about it. So I'm just, you know, trying to be transparent. Holy break even saved us? Yeah, it did.
Alright, well, I'll see you guys later. I'm a target.
Alright, man. So normal week I'll aim for 6. Yeah, just work on getting up to like 7 or 8 setups, I think. Maybe on a normal week you try like 5. Like 1 a day at least. But yeah, like, Dude, I got baited by my tent guy. I call him at 12. He goes, I'll give you a call back. I'm just a little busy right now. It's been 4 hours. I'm going to have to give him a call back now. Do I stop after 2 losses? Yeah, I stop after 2 losses in a session. Maybe I'll trade the next session, but... Alright, Seb, I'll catch you tomorrow. How many of you guys took the long here? Okay. Alright, type 3 if you waited for a retrace before entering. Three? Okay, so Lena, Noah. Cool, Scotty. Okay. So yeah, I followed my rule of what I wanted to do. I wanted to take the initial setup light and then try and get a retrace. That's what I did. So I'm happy with that. Right? Profitable? That's why you take it light. So, like, you have some skin in the game, right? But it's not going to be the worst thing in the world if it ends up losing. Sounds good, Vert. Yeah. Even your retrace just... Yeah, exactly, right? Retrace back to the 5 minute there. So that's why we want to go break even there, right? Because look, isn't that crazy? We don't even hit this high, so we never would have gotten this break even. We went break even at just the right spot. Initially I thought, oh, maybe, this was a bad break even, but no, look, this was literally the break even. That's crazy. If we don't go break even there and we try and wait for this high, we don't get break even and we end up taking a losing play. Yeah, for sure, EJ. For sure, for sure. Yeah, for sure, Trade Boy. If we get the 1 hour close, do you think the low of the week is in? If we get the inverse to the upside, yeah, for sure. If we continue to respect this, then no, probably not. But yeah, if we get that like overnight during Asia or whatever, sure. Dachi's post is so funny. I just read it. Yeah, for sure. Jiu-Jitsu sounds good. Alright, sounds good, EJ. Will that hit? I have no idea, Johnny. I have no idea. Well, I'm glad we got a trade. So this is trade number 2 of the week. So we've hit our minimum. We want to go for 4 at the maximum. It's a short week, so we weren't really expecting that, but I'm cool with it. Hopefully we get a win, so that, gets us at our 2 winning trades of the week. That'd be cool. That'd give us probably our 2.5 hour that we need. Yeah, for sure, Baker. I mean, we come into the stream, we outline our exact roadmap, we get our condition, we run the low, we get our inverse, we take the play, it freaks everyone out, and it ends up being a break even. If we accelerate here, it becomes a winning play, then we're all happy, right? It's just, the difference is, what's the major difference that I highlighted in the trade as we were getting in it? What's the big difference between this setup and the one from yesterday? Draw. Exactly, Baker. It's just draw. We didn't have the data wick. We had like these like engineered highs or whatever up here, but a weaker draw in premium, so it's just gonna, react less strongly to buy side. What's the best MFFU account to get? Kind of up to you, Hexola. I think the starter or starter plus are great options. Starter account has more drawdown. Consistency rule in the funded, so you can't make more than 40% of your profit in a single day, and it's a little bit less expensive. The Starter Plus has consistency rule in the eval phase, no consistency rule in the funded, and has less drawdown. It's a little bit more expensive. So it's kind of up to you. They're both 50% off right now, though, for your first account. So it's pretty good. Expert is like, I don't know, if you just want to like basically full port. For sure, Noah. Yeah, reliable is the code. Yep. Oh, yeah. There you go. This is like my my advertisement. You know, like when you go to like a football game or whatever, how they have all those banners around. This is my little banner. Alrighty, well, I think that's gonna be it. You guys have been great. I'll upload the PM stream, Lejuke, in the PM videos channel. I'll probably do that at some point, probably around 6 or 7. Right, guys? We normally upload PM videos at about 6, 7. Alrighty. I'll catch all of you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone. Peace out.